right, everybody. I know I don't have an excuse. I am super late today. No, this ain't colored people's time. This is straight up nigger time. So, Ryan. I certainly hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to Earl Grey Tuesday. And the reason why I'm so late is a couple of reasons. One, I got my stock order of hydroxycut. Made a great deal on it. It's the first of my CVS shelf pulls. Now, folks, you guys have heard me talk about my shelf pulls, right? That, I'm going to buy a bunch of CVS overstock and everything. So, I got my first shipment today. I got fibrous husk coming in. Hopefully, I get that by Friday, so I can actually do so I can have that at the flea market, basically, because that's what I want it to be. That's where I want it to be at. But with that, hang tight here. I'll show you guys this here. So I put it up on the scale. Let's see. I don't know if everything's coming in smooth or jagged there. Let me just a minute here. So this here is the new hydroxycut product here. Let me move this down a bit. As you can tell, we got that going in. So, yep, I'm going to need to... I need to change the properties to that here, so give me just a minute. Well, that didn't work. Never mind. Like I said, ever since I switched to this short format, it's just, I'm going to be honest with you, it's kind of annoying there. But yes, this is hydroxycut women's gummies, strawberry. So not only do I have that going on there, but yeah, the hydroxycut. I mean, people see it in the stores. It's a commercial brand. They recognize everything. Raw food, I can't switch the resolution while I'm actually streaming, but that's it'll clear up in just a moment there. But let me show you guys what the great one is selling. Other than your mama's cooch. But right now, the key thing to business is you want to make sure that things are moving immediately. Okay? You cannot wait. You can't wait on business there. Once you get a product in, you got to get it out, folks. You got to get that. You got to get all that stuff out there immediately. So this ad is actually scheduled. So, yeah. I'll show you a little bit of that. So, we'll do this here. So, we got everything scheduled as far as the product is concerned. I keep forgetting I'm in short format, so let's see what I can do about that. I need to do this anyway, so... See where the problem is, folks. This is exactly what I get. So that's the product special right there. What do you think? What do you think, Dale? What do you think? That's if I shrink the entire screen. So, but oh yeah, Actually, I got to test this one out too. But you notice that I got all this space in between, so... but if I stretch it out any further, then I get clipped with it. So that's the... I got to figure out how to deal with the situation like that. So I will keep working into proper and appropriate solutions. I don't know if I can stretch the screen or not. I really don't know. But the only thing I can do is just do my best here. But obviously there's a huge gap between things. It's big. It's almost as big as the gap between my tooth and everything. Oh yeah, I got t-shirts coming, folks. I'll be selling the t-shirts at the bottom. I already got some design ideas. Like I said, the Chat GPT is going bonkers. You know, it's going bonkers. Matty Matt, what's up there? But before I begin, I want to let you know I got coffee with a little bit of whiskey, Richard Overton style. Got my water cup given me by my good friend Pugman. Y'all be sure to thank Pugman. And, of course, I have my Smoky. I'm still working on that quick pump. I have to find a way to get that fixed. That's why YouTube is doing the short format stuff, just to screw with people. You know, because they just freeze out everything. Oh, there are going to be some really minty shirts. Trust me. The shirts are going to be minty.
Okay.
Only white people do this type of shit. No offense to white people, but you won't see no nigga out here. Nope.
That's all you do. That was awesome. Listen to this fish come apart. You'll hear his being ripped apart.
My heart is beating out of my chest. I just heard it start to sprint when it was right here. I thought it was over. I nearly thought it was over. I'm on the outside here too. Oh my fucking God, thank you, God.
I put a shot in it there, Ryan.
No way.
It's a good way to relax after a hard day's work.
It was like right here.
Yeah, that no, you won't see niggers doing that type of stuff. No, Matt, no. Y'all can have that there, you know. I don't sell steroids anymore. All right, I'm not going to sell steroids. I'm gonna get shelf pulls, wholesale stock. I'm working with a couple of Jackie Chans to send me some super greens. I'm not too worried about it because I don't have time to have it shipped. I'm gonna do the long ship style so I don't have to spend so much damn money on shipping fees. But you know, we gotta. It's like Tony Soprano says, we gotta wash our own dirty laundry, and I got a lot of dirty laundry to wash. I got bills to pay and stuff, you know. At the very worst, I'll get one of those consolidation loans and use my house as collateral or so forth, and then that'll pretty much be the end of it. But I'm not trying to do that, you know. I mean, really, I'm not trying to do that whatsoever. Because if I do that, I'm going to cut up my Amex cards. But folks, get your questions in. I'm going to leave the YouTube up for until 7:15 since I was so late. We'll get a couple of videos out, so. Let's go ahead and check out some bullshit there while we're doing things. Well, a consolidation loan would lower the interest itself there, and I would end up paying maybe $300 or $400 a month. Tefano's been posting some crazy stuff lately. Is that shirt a slim fit? No, it's triple X. Remember, I'm a pretty big guy.
Google is just funneling doctor to bond victims like it's a butcher shop. That's...
Oh, sorry, we already watched this one. Hold on, let's go to another one.
Always one disaster.
I wonder. Yeah, that works.
After another here, and you know, if Tapan just paid me $40 million, I wouldn't be here trying to sell potato chips. And the fryer did overflow. I'll show that clip real quick.
Can we turn the filter on? Just suck it out? Is that a bad idea?
Oh, he actually kept the chip machine. How about that?
Fuck.
Yeah, we did figure that out. Oil was a little too hot, too much moisture coming out from the potatoes, too much mixing at once. I mean, this is not an easy thing to do. You know, there's a reason that it's big billionaire companies that are making potato chips and there's no real small producers, but...
Yes, there is, you idiot. You're using too many things.
We do have potato chips. I mean, we have been selling potato chips, just not with our own branding, and they're being made by someone else and costing a lot more money to make. But after seeing how much this oil costs and all that stuff, I don't know if we'll ever make money selling these. You know, there's $8,000 worth of oil in that fryer. This bagging machine is a complete disaster. Like, only every other bag works. They're not sealed properly. It's a nightmare to do, but, you know, who has, you know, millions of dollars to spend on the American company to give you the equipment? Because, you know, the reason we had to get all this stuff from China was because the American manufacturers want a few $1 million just to get your foot in the door to fry potato chips. So, you know, this type of fryer in America, several $100,000. From China, it's 15 grand. So it makes it possible for a small business to operate. However, there's a lot of trial and error. It's very difficult to get the stuff up and running. And, you know, these are the first chips we're making, and they turned out pretty good. Almost burned our whole building down, but it turned out pretty good. So, might sell these first chips a little cheaper, but all this wet is from the beef tallow. The fryer overflowed. The beef tallow flew out under the garage door, and then it went all the way down into our sewer out here. So flowed down all the way out, went down into the grate. That's not actually connected to the sewer. That's just it gets pumped out into the back. But basically, not.
Well, that's his marketing shtick as far as to what he's using here. Let me show you guys something here. I mean, he's up there saying all this stuff up here. Look. and I've showed this to you before, folks. I've showed this to you before. See, look at this cat. He up there putting work in. Actually, we're just going to do this here. So it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Actually, screw this shit. Hang tight, folks. Hang tight. I'm going to put the adjusters in. I mean, this guy, he makes chips every single fucking day. I mean, look how he's doing it, folks. Do you see him with a Chinese machine or anything like that? That's one man. Now, if Frank Tufano had some gumption, he would just have one worker dedicated for 1 or 2 days to make some fucking chips. If this guy can make some chips, this dirty Indian-looking fuck, with nothing more than a fucking pot, what is Frank Tufano's excuse? $15,000. How much you think that wok cost? Maybe all of about $100? And I guarantee his chips are a lot better than Frank Tufano's. I mean, look. He's not only cooking, but he's also even packaging the shit too. Yeah, we don't want to hear that old mess. A peanut butter sandwich. Alright. He just, Tufano just complains. Why? You know, why? He's the one that was dumb enough to spend all that money on that machine when he could have just fried them in a pot.
Always wanted.
I don't see why, I don't see why he just goes on and on about this type of stuff for. I really don't. All he does is just bitch and moan. God, oh mercy. Bitch and moan, that's his game.
How much longer is this going to go on? It's been almost 3 years now. The judges are just paid off in dismissing my lawsuits, but that doesn't matter because I'm just going to keep filing appeals and keep refiling the lawsuits. You know, Dr. Saban online reputation is a complete joke. You know, he's literally turned into a meme at this point. So, I mean, I've said I will do this for 30 years, and I guess I'm going to have to start taking this even more seriously and really try to make sure there's an employee outside of his office all day, even though he turned the last one into a double agent, and just be really, really consistent about posting online and really going after plastic surgeons as a whole. And the legal industry and all these judges, like, I mean, it's insane that I've had to do this for almost 3 years now, and I guess we're just going to have to be even more professional and put even more effort into it because...
Well, I don't think he's worried much about health. When you fry something in beef tallow, I'm going to be honest with you, it's quite tasty. Not healthy, but tasty. I'll just... I mean, I understand he got a haircut, but why get this type? I understand he got a hair transplant, Well, why in the world would he get this little children's haircut for? You can do better than that. Let's see.
Out here living this beautiful life out here. Where did I get scammed on any kind of hot water heater or anything? Where didn't I put it in myself? Like where? Damn, I look fucking good, bruh. Look at that shit. Damn, boy. You wish you looked as good as me. We're still waiting to be fat. Still waiting to be anything you guys claim. Still waiting, guys. But hey, at least I'm not sending my kids to school in sweatpants. That's insane, right? I mean, it's so weird. Hey, I'll be live here soon, guys. Love y'all. Peace!
We don't care if you're alive, you fat fuck. Jesus Christ. Oh boy, what a mess. But folks, get your questions in. If you have a donation, you can put it in somehow, but like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. But don't worry, folks, I'm going to have a bot take care of this pretty soon. And that way people can go back to donating. And I'm going to set up some other scene sources. So that way I can actually get the best screen possible for reviews. I just have to just organize and get things changed. A lot of people hire their people from Home Depot. Except the Home Depots have been kind of empty lately because of ice. They've been rounding up those people, that's for sure. But folks, we gotta do one thing. We're gonna have a 3-minute moment of silence for Dolly Parton. All right, folks. 3-minute moment of silence for Dolly Parton. I don't need to explain why, so don't ask. If you don't know who Dolly Parton is, you need to get your head out of your ass. Folks, if there was any nicer person that ever existed and lived on the planet Earth, that would be Dolly Parton. I've seen her and I've met her. The most nicest person ever. Never got involved in politics. Helped everyone. A lot of people don't know this. Dolly Parton got millions of dollars off Whitney Houston's song, I Will Always Love You, simply because she wrote it. And rather than hoarding that money to herself like a callous bitch, she took the millions of dollars and invested it back in black communities. Not some of it, every single last dollar. That will still continue long after she has passed away. She has done more for the black community than Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, and everybody else here, you know. Her picture should be right on the wall next to Martin Luther King Jr. But she never got involved in politics. She didn't take any sides. She could have gotten the Presidential Medal of Freedom from both Trump and from Biden. But she refused because she didn't want to get involved in politics. As she said before, if she went and took a side, she would lose half of her crowd. She's an entertainer, not a politician or an activist. She moved in silence. She didn't go and start barking off what she actually did. She did everything privately. All right? And raw food, when I say 3 minutes of goddamn silence, I mean 3 minutes of silence, but you're only timed out for 5 minutes. Please respect the moment of silence. And yes, she gets 2 more than everyone else. Because it's Dolly motherfucking Parton. Alright? I don't need to explain why she gets 3 minutes and other people get 1. Want to know why? She's Dolly fucking Parton. Alright? That's it. I've actually lost weight. I mean, you got to think about it for a minute here. I've increased my testosterone. I'm literally surrounded by fat burners in the house. Well, those are women's fat burners. I got Oxylean. I got my ephedrazine and stuff. I'm going to the gym more. I have now 2 gym memberships. I have one to Anytime Fitness, and I have one to Planet Fitness. So I'm just doing it all, folks, and then some. But folks, 10 minutes, and we're going to head over. We'll head over to Kick for reactions, all right? But, yeah. You know, my friend Aaron, he is inconsolable. I went and said, because he's met her so many times. Had a Dolly Parton fan club. Always over in Dollywood. Promoted it just like hell. It's probably not working. Yeah, it's not working there, Quick Pump. And it's probably due to the fact that I had to switch controllers. Did I like the original ECA stack back in the day? Absolutely. That was my go-to. In fact, the ephedrazine product that I sell, that's what I used as part of my ECA stack. I would take that, take a little baby aspirin, and then have some ephedrine tea, and I was in business. I'm using enough for me, Mr. Ice. I'm using enough to maintain. The great one doesn't need to overdo the sauce, basically. I'm not going to be using vegan gain doses, all right? I have nothing to prove to anyone, okay? The dose of testosterone I use is for daily health, all right? Like I said, I got plenty of muscle. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. Alright? I just don't. But yeah, the ephedrine product there, that's how I use my ECA stack. I would take a baby aspirin, and I sold ephedrine powder, so I would just make a tea out of it. So I pop my 2 pills and have my little tea, and I'm ready to go. Train. Now later on, and this is another product I sold, well, that's not the actual bottle. Hold on. There we go. So, back in the day, I used to sell adipokinetics. And I used to use this. 180 capsules, 20 bucks, and it had norepinephrine in it. Really good stuff, folks. Really good stuff. You couldn't F with this here. You just couldn't. Now, Legal Gear made another from LG Sciences. They made this product here. And it had methylhexamine, it had norepinephrine, it had caffeine and yohimbe. That shit was strong as a motherfucker. I mean, literally speaking, this would, if you took this would get you cranked up. Cranked. I mean, that stuff was nuts. You have to order it outside of the country. So if you want ephedra, I mean, I can get ephedra easy. See, I do have an Alibaba account. And they will ship it. You just gotta know how to do it, basically. You understand? If you know the way things work these days, you can get ephedra. Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is. And basically, if I wanted to get ephedra, here's how you do it, folks. The first thing you do is you can act, and a lot of people don't know this, but for $20 a month, you can get a postage box in China, all right? You go and have it shipped to China in your post box, and then you have it shipped to the U.S. Very simple. You see, they can't ship directly. They can't ship ephedra quick pump directly to the U.S. So I would have it shipped to my box and then ship it to the U.S. That's how I got my steroids too, by the way. And it's very easy to get a post office box in China, folks. Very easy. Very, very easy. So ship to your box in China and then ship to your house. Now the extra shipping, it's a little bit more, but that's okay. You know, the end results is that you get your shit, basically. So that's how, if I was needing to get ephedra or steroids, that's how I would do it. That's how you do it, quick pump, but good question. The ECA stack is still the most powerful stuff, and a lot of people still use it, okay? You could still get it underground very easy, all right? ECA is still available. It's going to always be available. You just got to know how to look for it. Because here's the thing, folks. You can already get caffeine easy. You can already get, I mean, if you want to do it this way, all you got to do is go to CVS or another store and tell them that you have a cold and you want the stuff behind the counter with the pseudoephedrine in it. That's still ephedrine, folks. You pop one of those pills, you take your caffeine and your aspirin, there's your ECA stack right there, folks. You can do it that way, too. So just tell them you got a cold and you want to get some of that Primatene Mist and stuff. You got ephedrine. Alright? I never tried Jack there, Ryan. I mostly stuck with the stuff that I sold, Adipokinetics. I also had Clenbuterox, too, from VPX Sports. Now, that stuff was nasty as hell. I mean, their advertising was tastes like shit, but it's good. And that's a bottle of that stuff. That stuff was horrible tasting, but it worked. Severe, and I do mean severe, appetite suppressant. And believe me, it would heat you up too. And you would only want to take it twice a day. Take a little bit of it, maybe 2 milliliters of it. You don't want to take more than 5. Otherwise, you'll be jacked up all day. But, you know, there goes another one of those hardcore companies. I mean, they're still around. They're just under Nurismo or so. I would somewhat agree, Quick Pump. As far as Rich Piana is concerned, he knew he was going to die. DMP is something I've never touched, and I will never touch whatsoever. Anyone that uses DMP is a fucking idiot. And there are still pro bodybuilders that are using that shit. Don't even touch that stuff, folks. Just don't. And I really mean it, folks. Do not touch... It just isn't worth it. There have been a lot of people that have died from taking DMP. How easy is it to get? It's very easy. But I will tell you right now, folks, it will fuck you up. Anyone that takes that stuff is crazy. I mean, literally, they're just crazy. So, folks, don't touch it. Yeah, the way DMP works, it works sort of like mitosis. It breaks down your cells there, basically. Your red blood, it breaks down your cells. And when your cells break down, it produces heat. And that's how it works. That is not safe, folks. And the dosage that can kill you is not really much more than the best results from it. It's like fentanyl, basically. It's very easy to take a little bit too much DMP, and you'll get cooked. Don't touch that stuff, folks. Really. But folks, time to head over to Kick, and we're gonna do reaction videos. Phenibut, no, I never took that. That's bad for your heart. It actually enlarges your heart there, Ryan. So stay away from the fen stuff. There's just a lot of dangerous products out there, I'm gonna be honest with you. Really, really bad stuff. And the most serious thing about the fen products there, you know, when it comes to your heart enlarging, you can't really tell if it's enlarging or not. Stay away from the fen stuff. But we're going to go to Kick right now, folks. So I will see you there, okay?